Hi, I'm Thomas Friedman. I'm the Foreign Affairs columnist for the New York Times and also the author of The World is Flat. You know, there's no question that this era of globalization has had a profound impact on education and how we think about education, both domestically here in the United States and globally. The way I would really summarize the biggest change is that as a result of the really state of global competition, the absence of walls, average is over now. I think that's the biggest socioeconomic change that our society has been hit by in the last decade or so. What I mean by that is that every boss today, he or she has access to above average automation, above average software, above average robotics, above average cheap labor, and now even above average cheap genius. And every middle class job, what that means, is being pulled either up. It requires more skill to have. Think of a story we had in the New York Times recently about dairy farms in upstate New York now using robots to milk their cows. So if you were an average farmhand in a dairy farm in upstate New York 15 years ago, you probably needed no college education or maybe a little bit of agronomy or husbandry. Today, you need to know software and computing in order to milk a cow. So every middle class job is being pulled up. It's being pulled out. It requires more people, robots, machines, and software can compete for it, and it's being pulled down. It's being outsourced to history, made obsolete faster and faster. So because of that, wherever you are now, you're going to need more skill. That thing that sustained the American middle class for the 50 years after World War II, that thing called the high-wage, middle-skill job, that's really disappeared. There's only now going to be a high-wage, high-skill job. And so the challenge that poses, I think, for educators everywhere, but particularly here in the United States, is that we need to bring our bottom to our average so much faster. That is to say that if you don't finish high school able to acquire some form of post-secondary education, you're going to be really stressed in finding any kind of employment that will sustain a middle-class lifestyle. That's just going to be much, much harder today. And at the same time, we need to bring our average to the global heights because you're now competing with people more and more from every locality in the world that can get on the network. And so that's a whole nother challenge. So the first is the challenge of more of the 3 R's, more reading, writing, and arithmetic to bring our bottom to our average. And the second is a challenge more of the 3 or 4 C's, what Tony Wagner at Harvard calls creativity, communication, collaboration, and critical thinking. But either way, everyone is going to have to up their game to relearn, re-engineer, retool, I think much faster, more often, in order to sustain a middle-class lifestyle in this increasingly flat and fast world.